Hello, my friends. Today we are going to fly this Cessna 172 Skyhawk with floats. The game devs recently added on to the game, making it so that there was more airports visible, and even you can see the sun when you're panning around the Earth. Check it out. When you change the time of day, the sun moves around with it. That's pretty cool. And so I thought it would be fun to visit one that we have visited before because it also has gotten a little touch up. And look at this. As we zoom in, you can actually see features on the ground like parts of the city and parts of the suburbs and the docks. This is a grand improvement to the map system within Flight Simulator. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take a short flight from just outside the bay. We're going to go over here and we're going to look at the Sydney Opera House. So let's place a custom departure and it will start us at 1,500 feet. That way we can talk a little bit. Okay. Wow, look at the beauty of this model. Just the pontoons are definitely a new novel thing to see, and the shininess of the aircraft and the reflections of showing us the ground. This is pretty cool, even though you'd never, ever see this in a real aircraft because, you know, it just doesn't happen like that. And the landing gear is articulated, my bad. And you can even see the rear wheels coming down. This allows you to land on a normal runway. And yet the pontoons allow us to land on water, which is what we will do before the end of the episode today. So over there, you can see our beacon that is just telling us that just around nautical miles are almost miles in real life. They're a little bit different, but we're over 2 miles away, and you can still get a sense of the size of the building. The Sydney Opera House is just really decently sized. Now, this particular building was, funny enough, originally slated to be a tram depot. So, yeah, it definitely got an improvement on its, or rather an upgrade on what it was supposed to do. When the architect designed the building and it was slated to be built, it took 16 years for them to complete it. And if I remember right, well, let's just check. Oh yeah, okay. And it was 1973 when they finished the Sydney Opera House. So it's been around for a little bit. Since the finishing of the Sydney Opera House hosts almost 3,000 events a year. And in addition to that, just about 3 million people? I'm checking my notes here. Oh, my bad. 10.9 million people visit the Sydney Opera House in any given year. That's pretty crazy. And those numbers are probably well based behind, like before the pandemic era that we're currently experiencing. But that is pretty awesome statistics. This roof that is the iconic sails that we see in many movies that just totally make this building what it is, has over 1 million roof tiles. That's pretty crazy. Now, I found it very interesting that in the little fact sheet that I found that we have had stars like Arnold Schwarzenegger doing competitions. He did his last Mr. Olympia bodybuilding title in 1980 in this concert hall, as well as Queen Elizabeth has visited the concert hall. She did that in 2006. Most recently in 2006. She visited the first time in 1973, so just after it was constructed. So I'm going to see if I can convince this aircraft not to crash. We will get Get ourselves to stall. And just kind of land in the water. There you go. Oh. Wow, that was probably the best water landing I've had with these new pontoons. The beauty of and majesty of this building just have me at awe, and I have never visited in person. I don't know if I've mentioned that already, but this is definitely a bucket list item for me when I do get the chance to go visit Sydney and Australia. There are a few other sites in Australia that I would definitely love to see, and I find it very fascinating just how beautiful some of these buildings are. So, let's see here if I don't stall out. Okay. In just a second, we'll make our last flyover of the Sydney Opera House. I don't know how I managed to survive that almost stall going over that bridge. In real life, that would have been horrifying for anyone driving. But we have survived. That beautiful building, and it's so iconic. I'll bet anybody in the world would see a picture of the Sydney Opera House and know exactly where that picture came from. It's pretty awesome. Well, that'll do it for us today. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time.